Hi everyone, this is Yana, and today I want to talk a bit about utilizing some of our leftover pieces of cardstock, even the smallest, tiniest little bits. I'm also going to share 4 cards in this video using a few of my most favorite supplies from the May 2015 release from Neat Tangled, featuring a simple inlay die cutting technique. Now before we jump in, let's take a quick look at the supplies I'll be using today. So here I have 2 new mini stamp sets from Neat Tangled. First one is just Hello stamp set and a Hello die. Now this is not a matching die that we are all used to. This is a simple word die that cuts the exact same hello as you see in the stamp set. It doesn't cut the stamped hello out, it just cuts a hello shape. These are identical, and I don't think you really need a die that would cut a stamped hello out. I kind of like this option. I can either stamp or cut the identical hello word using these products. Now this just hello set also has a couple of additional sentiments to use with a large hello, such as just wanted to say, oh hello, and a couple of other fun sentiments. Next I have a gorgeous Send Pretty Mail stamp set, and you can actually get this one for free when you place a $60 order on the Neat Tangled store. This is a free stamp set for the months of May and June. You can buy it separately if you'd like. Now I find this stamp set to be simply adorable. I have fallen in love with these cute little flower images, and I've used them on quite a few cards already. I'll have links to those on my blog so you can check them out. Lastly, I have one of the sequin mixes from Lucy. This one is Star Shine. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous mix, and I'll be using a few of the silver round, star and heart sequins here to embellish my cards. I've also prepared a few sheets of cardstock. I really love to use black on my cards, be it a black card base, a bold black sentiment, or some black accents. And today I want to use a light and a dark gray combined with black. I will also be adding a couple of really bright and colorful accents to my cards later. I'm going to be making 4 cards today, so I've already cut and scored 4 A2 top folding card bases out of light gray cardstock. Next I have 4 panels cut out of gray cardstock. I will be cutting my main panels out of these. I want to use my Simmons Says Stamp Stitched Rectangles die to create a nice stitched edge on those panels. You can totally skip this step and simply cut a rectangle using either a simple rectangle die or your paper trimmer. I just like this faux stitched edge and decided to use it for this card, or for these cards. Now because I don't want to waste any cardstock here, I'm going to be cutting panels to use on this card, and will also cut 4 frames to set aside and use in the future. I'll store them together with this die set and we'll have them ready next time. This way I'm not wasting any cardstock that I would have otherwise wasted if I had only cut a panel. So I've taped both dies to my gray cardstock. They're going to be doing 2 things at once here. They will cut a frame and will also cut a panel for me. And the fun part is, all of those elements are going to have that faux stitched edge. I'm also going to place my Hello die here from Neat Tangled, tape it in place, and send all of this at once through my Artisan Explorer machine from Spellbinders. Now if you find that either of the dies didn't cut right away, try cutting frame and panels first and then cut the Hello die. After you're done cutting the hello word, make sure to be very careful to collect all the little negative die cut pieces. We're going to need those for the inlay die cutting technique. Now if you don't want to waste time with the inlay die cutting, which sometimes can be very time consuming, you can simply die cut the word hello out of black cardstock and adhere on top of the gray panel. I'm going to do the inlay die cutting simply because I think it looks more fun this way. So here I'm making sure to have all of my negative pieces in one place. I did end up losing one tiny little piece for my 4th card, so I just recut that part of the word die that I needed and just used that. After I had all 4 of my panels cut, I started cutting the word hello out of black cardstock. Since I was making 4 cards, I needed to cut 4 hellos. Now I have all of my pieces ready for the inlay die cutting, and I can begin putting my main panels together. Notice that I'm keeping the pieces on my work surface in groups, 1 for each of the gray hellos and 1 group for all the black hellos. Gray hellos are kept separately so that the little negative pieces don't mix. Now before I start to actually put these together, I need to add some additional stamping to my card. I know that I want to stamp the little O word in black on top of my hello, so it reads oh hello. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly do that on all 4 of my die cut panels. I'm using VersaFine Onyx Black ink for stamping these today. So now it's time to put our puzzle pieces together. There are a few ways that this can be done, and you might find one to work better than the other depending on the die cuts that you are inlaying. For more detailed die cuts, I like to flip my main panel opposite side up and add some sort of adhesive to the back. Today I'm adding black foam tape for a few reasons. First, I want to pop my panels up on my card base so I know I will be adding foam adhesive anyway. At this moment, I'm adding tape only where my die cut sentiment is. After my panel is done, I will add a few more adhesive squares to the back of this panel and will adhere it onto my card base. Second, I'm using black foam tape because I'm working with dark colors of cardstock. I have dark gray and black here. Adhesive should not show through, but just in case it does show through a bit, black is not going to be as visible as white. So this is why I'm using black foam tape. The tape that I have here is actually from Imaginess, but it's a discontinued product. As far as I know, Ranger and Scrapbook adhesives both have similar tapes. You can also adhere a simple piece of cardstock to the back of your panel. It really doesn't have to be foam tape. You simply need something sticky there to stick to the main panel and to hold the little negative inlaid pieces. So I've finished adding tape to all 4 of my panels, and I can finally begin putting the puzzle pieces together. I'm going to clean my black Hello die cut from all the little negative pieces, and you can throw these away right away. We don't really need those. And go ahead and adhere it in place of my gray Hello word. The rest is very simple. I'm going to locate the little gray pieces and we'll place them where they originally were on my panel. Because I already have adhesive on the back of my panel, I do not need to worry about using any glue or anything like that. They are going to stay adhered in place. Now you might want to use tweezers to help you pick up and position those onto your panel. I find these to be very helpful. Here's one more way that I like to use for placing the smallest little pieces. Now this will only work if the pieces are still in the die cut and didn't come loose. If they did, you'll have to adhere them one by one. So here I have one die cut where a few of the little negative pieces are still there. I'm going to place it on top of my black Hello and simply push the little negative pieces in place. They're going to fall out of the gray die cut and will stick in place on my main panel where they are supposed to be inside the black die cut Hello. They're super quick and simple. Now this doesn't work all the time as little pieces don't always stay in the die cut, but when they do, this saves a ton of time. Like I said earlier, if you find this to be too complicated, you can simply cut the Hello out of black cardstock and adhere onto the gray panel, on top of the gray panel. But I just love the whole process and actually find it relaxing, so I don't mind playing and putting these puzzle pieces together. I do call them puzzle pieces. Okay, now that we have our panels ready, I'm going to tidy up a bit. I'm going to keep the gray Hellos and I'm going to store them together with my die and use them in the future. I don't want to throw these away as they are perfectly fine die cuts. Next, I'm going to be working on those bright and cheerful accent pieces for my card. I'm going to look through my leftover cardstock tray for a few colorful pieces of cardstock. I just need little bits and pieces here. I always try to throw any leftover pieces of cardstock in this tray or basket, and I have found it to be very useful. I'm able to utilize the leftover pieces better, and therefore I'm able to save more on cardstock as I'm not cutting a full sheet to make just one tiny flower or one tiny embellishment. I have the same identical tray for white cardstock and a slightly larger tray for patterned paper, and it is really handy. I used to have a vertical box for little bits and pieces like these. It didn't seem to work for me. I have found this horizontal tray to be the best option personally for me. And you can see I keep all sorts of pieces in here, even some full sheets of cardstock. I do have some very old textured cardstock samples from Basil and from American Crafts and all sorts of stuff in here. So now that I have those pieces out, I'm going to stamp a few small and large flowers as well as small and large leaves from the Sending Pretty Mail stamp set from Neat Tangled using VersaFine Onyx Black ink. You can heat emboss these in white embossing powder if you like, but I found that stamping them in black is going to be faster and that black will also match the black die cut Hello on my card. These tiny pieces of cardstock are perfect for images like these. Had I not had these leftovers, I probably would have not used full sheets. I always save them for card bases or large panels like the great panels that I have on my cards today. Okay, now it's time to cut those stamped images out. This is probably the longest part. It took me about 20 minutes to cut all of these out, but then again, I was making 4 cards at once, so it should only take you about 5 minutes if you're making 1 card. I even had a cup of coffee while I was cutting. You'll notice it in the right hand side corner of the screen later. Sorry, I completely forgot it was there and just kept filming. I'm also going to shape my flowers and leaves just a tiny bit, as I don't want these to be completely flat. I'm going to use the new stylus tip for Spellbinder's Tool-in-One. It's a perfect little tool for adding dimension to petals and flowers. I'm going to use it to press inside each flower center. I'm doing this on a foam mat and simply pressing on the center and also shaping flowers a bit with my fingers. I don't want to spend too much time doing this, but then again, I don't want these to be just flat. I'm also going to shape the leaves. The way that I do this is by pinching a leaf with tweezers and shaping them with my fingers. I usually shape leaves around my finger or around a round object like a pen, but because these are just so tiny, I'm using tweezers today. Now that I have all of my pieces ready, I'm going to place them onto my panels and plan everything out. I want to have 2 large flowers on each panel and then 3 smaller flowers, so 5 flowers in total. I'm trying to mix and match colors here, as I want these to have that bright pop of color that will cheer up these gray cards. I'm going to use multi-matte medium adhesive from Ranger to adhere these pieces down, and also white foam squares to adhere one of the larger flowers. I want to have one popped up above the rest. After I've adhered the flowers onto my panels, I'm going to let them sit for a minute to make sure the glue is dry, and then use foam adhesive squares and adhere my dark gray panels onto my light gray card bases. Once that is adhered in place, I'm going to use one of Lucy's sequin mixes to embellish my cards. So here's one more look at my finished projects using leftover pieces of cardstock. I think that these turned out pretty neat, and I'm happy I got to use some of my leftovers. Now, how do you utilize your leftover pieces of cardstock? Do you have a similar tray like I do? I would love to know. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed watching this video and would like to see more videos like this, please give this one a thumbs up and share with friends. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye!